Hi. My name's Uni, and welcome to my very new channel. This is my first video starting out, and honestly, I really don't know what to say. Most of this will just be me rambling and attempting to explain my art process, so let's see how this goes. Since this is my first video, I thought I'd start off with a little, meet the artist type of thing, so here's a little about me. As said before, you guys can call me Uni. I'm 15, soon to be 16, and I'm Korean and Japanese. My favorite color is purple, typically more muted purples, but I love purple in general, and I like a lot of blues and reds as well. I love cats, they're so cute. I have 2 cats at home and a dog. My favorite foods are tteokbokki, and I really like ramen, specifically bulldog and dumplings. So healthy, I know. Games I like to play include Project Sekai, Honkai Star Rail, and a little bit of Genshin. Just a tad bit of Genshin. So that's a little bit about me, and I guess I should go into my drawing process. As you can see, I had started out with a sketch and I'm now onto my line art process. It's just, simple line art. There's nothing much interesting to really explain. And all in all, I'm not good at explaining my process anyway, so I guess that's good for me. Yeah, I had initially started recording with a little bit of the sketch done already, because it helped me greatly with being able to record. In the past, whenever I tried to start a YouTube channel, because I've always wanted to start an art channel, I'd always freeze up with the pressure of being recorded while staring at the blank canvas, and I'd get really awkward and nervous not knowing what to draw. So I'd end up not drawing anything and thus not recording anything or getting anything done. But this time, with some of the initial sketch down, I think it helped me greatly with my camera shyness, I guess. And it helped me record the video, and voila, now we have my very first video. Yay! As said before, this is just a simple line art process. There's nothing really to explain or interesting really, so I think I'll be quiet for the moment, and then I'll pick back up when the shading and rendering is about to start. Here I'm starting to fill in her base colors, like her skin, and then I'm gonna fill in her hair and the clothing. Madoka is super fun to draw in color. I love her color palette and I love her character design. Though I am a bit surprised that she's the first character or thing I've drawn on this channel for my first video. Because, if I actually planned what to draw for my first video, it likely would have been an OC or another character that I like more. Because while I love Madoka Magica, I really only got into it fairly recently. And I never imagined she'd be the first thing I draw for my new channel. But like I said, this is a very last minute decision, so I'll make do. Nothing much to say here again, just simple filling in. I forgot her bow on the back of her neck, so I added it there. Yeah, so I'll pick back up with rendering. Enjoy the process. Here I decided what colors I wanted to be in the background, and then using a multiply layer on top of the base colors, I then added shading and lighting to her. This is what I usually do for my rendering process. I like to add a multiply layer first on top of the base colors and then shade and add lighting. I think it helps me choose the light source and helps me with the shading process to choose what colors would look best. Another thing though about my rendering process is that I'm not always consistent with it. I'm of course still learning and trying to improve my art in any way I can, and so I'm very experimental with how I shade and draw things. Sometimes I do a style study and I change my style up, or most of the time I like to change the way I render hair and eyes. I take inspiration from tons of artists, and so I like to look at their work and see how they shade eyes and shade hair and then test it out myself. So in some videos, if my shading or rendering process on hair and eyes specifically might change or differ from any other video, that's just me trying to be experimental. I hope you don't mind. Here I'm trying to add a second layer of shading on top of the hair, on top of the parts I've already shaded. I believe I've seen some other artists do this in the past, and I thought it was neat, but there's still a lot I have to work on. I think for the hair, I definitely could have done better, more with the shading, more with the lighting, more with the rendering, but I don't think it's terrible right now, and I can work more on it in the future. As you can see now, I'm trying to add the lighting and details to the eyes. The eyes are one of my favorite things to color in and render, but sometimes I feel like I have to stop myself from getting carried away because I just want to add all these sparkles and shabazz to it that it would probably make it worse if I did, or look bad. But I think the eyes, how I did them here, turned out pretty good, and I think they're really pretty. I like how I added the yellow highlights in contrast to the pink eyes. Now I'm trying to add extra details on the lighting. Earlier, when I first added my multiply layer, I just erased parts of the layer where I want the lighting to be. And now I created another layer, an add layer for the glow, and I took a kind of orangish red type of color, and then I just went over all the highlighted or erased parts with it, and it makes her look really pretty in my opinion. Now I'm onto the background. It's nothing special really, it's just some clouds, like a sky, like she's standing somewhere and the sky is behind her with the clouds. At the time, it seems like a really nice idea, and even now I don't hate it, but I just feel like I could have done better with it. It feels too simple, almost. I wish I could have done something a bit more complex or tried to do something to make it a bit more interesting. The colors, they're very similar to her color palette, and while it's nice, I just feel like I could have added more. See, right here I'm trying to add Like, I was trying to add flowers or something to make it look nice and some gradient, but it didn't really work out in my favor, so I think I just gave up and started to add the highlights on her hair and do more details with the shading. At this point, I still didn't like how simple the background was, and I tried to add a nice frame to make it look more interesting, but it didn't work out. And that's it. I like it, but I still feel a little dissatisfied with how the background came out. I don't know, because while the sky is very pretty, I feel as though I could have done better, or in other words, I feel as if the background is too simple, and I should have worked harder to make it a bit more complex. But that's something to think on for next time, and I'm always looking to improve. So if anyone's watching this first video of mine, I'm very open to any and all criticism and advice on how to make my art better. And hopefully, once this is uploaded, I'll find the courage to record another video, and maybe I'll one day have a consistent uploading schedule for this channel. As well as, getting better at explaining my art process instead of just rambling about whatever. But yeah, that's a wrap, and I hope you enjoyed if you made it up to this point. Bye, have a nice day.